These days, if someone doesn't like me, it doesn't bother me at all. I get it. I get it from the standpoint of I don't like everybody, so it would be irrational of me to think that every single person would like me. I'm gonna run out of space, so I do need to make this quick, but it is a quick enough chat to have anyway. Let's get right into it. As I've grown in age, as I've matured with the people around me, I interact with them all a lot differently than I have in previous years. Or making this switch up, I feel like has made me not only just a better person all around, but also I just feel much more at peace when it comes to the dealings with others, like interacting with other human beings. I keep saying human beings because I mean this with strangers, I mean this with family, I mean this in regards to someone that may not like me or I may not like. However, once I came to the realization that I can be nice and still be aware of situations, of people, of feelings. That's what we're gonna talk about today. I wasn't planning on making this video, it just crossed my mind. I was like, I want to talk about that. Like I said, I'm at the understanding that I really can be nice but still be aware, and it is helping me deal and cope and think clearly when it comes to interacting with people. These days, if someone doesn't like me, it doesn't bother me at all, because literally I get it. I get it from the standpoint of I don't like everybody, so it would be irrational of me to think that every single person would like me, would find my company appealing to them, would want me around. It's an irrational thought. And once I started thinking like that, it changed so much for me. For instance, me in previous years, if I didn't with you, if I didn't like somebody, if somebody just irked me, every single person in the room would know. Every single person would know. That person would know. Standoffish is not even the word. Confrontational, much more like it. Like, confrontational would be much more fitting for the type of character I would morph into. And really, is it morphing? Because I really feel like that's just who I was. Just like, I would consider that type of person negative from my current stance. Negative, messy, unnecessarily confrontational. That's how I would view this person I am now. That's how I would view my old self. And it's just such a dramatic difference from who I am now. But also, it took so much more energy. Basically, what I'm getting at is I wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't consider myself an everyday mean girl, but a momentary mean girl at that stage in my life. Because, like I said, if I was around someone who talked shit about me, who I just didn't like, who did me dirty, I'm going out of my way to let you know that you got me fucked up. And it's just so tacky. So tacky. I just feel like more so now, what's understood does not have to be explained. I live so hard by that. But let me give an example of what I mean by, I wasn't an everyday mean girl, but I was a momentary mean girl. And I always pushed it as, they poked me, so I bit back. Giving people that much control over you is just, it's not a good time. It's not a good time. Also, I felt like if other people knew, like, say I'm with a group of friends and someone walked in that has been talking shit about me, and we all know that person has been talking shit about me, I felt even stronger of a need to go address the situation. Not just for me, but for the simple fact that everybody needs to know that I stand on business. It's just like, why all these people are probably, at that time they weren't even my friends. Like, let's just be real. But that's another topic to speak on a later note. Let me give an example. There was this girl I used to be friends with, and I don't know if I wanted to be her friend or if we had just known of each other for so long that it just seemed right that we would be friends. Like, I don't know if we had very much in common. We didn't have other friends in common. So it was just one of those relationships like, oh, we both pretty, let's hang out. We're both pretty, we've known each other since grade school, let's hang out. I don't remember necessarily what happened between us. Something did happen between us, and I was very much a petty person, and I went and got my hair done by her, and I did not pay her. Just that on that. I tell that part of the story because it's very important, and it shows my character at the time. I just felt like, you want to play in my face, you want to waste my time? Oh, okay, bet. So I made an appointment to get my hair done by her, and then I just didn't pay her, and that was like my get back, which is so f***ed up on so many levels. But so fast forward sometime, I go to another girl's shop I'm remembering these things, and baby, your girl is outside being reckless. But I went to another girl's shop, like the owner of the shop. I was dropping off my hair to get it colored or something, or have a wig made, yeah. And the girl that I ran off on, literally got my lick back with, she was there. So mind, this had been years ago that this happened, but these are things that people are not gonna forget. Like, I'm not gonna forget somebody, just like I didn't forget that she was playing in my face and I got my get back. I should have been more aware that nobody's about to forget the people who walked out on them without paying their bill. So the girl that I was supposed to draw my hair off with wasn't there, so I was like, so she was like, oh, I'll give it to her. I should have known. Nah, fucking wait. But I was just so big and spody and so try me. Like, I was so on that type of time that I was like, oh, she wouldn't dare play with me, baby. And that girl sent me, like, she played with me for sure. Like, she sent me elsewhere. When it came time to pick up my wig, I'm like texting her, she sent me to a fake address. I literally was driving all around the city, and then finally I was like, oh, she doing, like, I finally put it together. Like, I don't know why that would take so much time. It just wasn't even a thought on my mind. In my head, like I said, I was on some, oh, don't play, but also it was like, that was my tap for your tit, so it's over, like, we're square now. Me walking out on the bill, baby, no, it's not how the streets work. And I know that, but like I said, I was just so big and untouchable mentally. So anyway, whatever, I never got that wig. I never got the wig. I wasted my money, which honestly, the reason I was mad about the principal, but I was so happy that I just was getting something quick done because I needed to go somewhere. So I didn't have I didn't have expensive hair, so I was like, this bitch played herself. But off a principal, I was like, I'm beating your ass. Like, no more games, we're fighting. Which, I can't believe I used to be outside tussling, but I was. So I'm at a birthday dinner at this place in Tallahassee. At my friend's birthday dinner, it's a good time. Like, literally, we're laughing, we're having a good time. Guess who walks in? That person. So she walks in, and my mood immediately changed. So now I've allowed somebody to have control over my feelings, my energy, my mood. It all swiftly changed, and literally my thoughts. There was nothing else I could think about because this girl was in the room. I'm like heavy in my head heavy, like, from the thought. Head so heavy from the thoughts. It's just like overwhelming me. Overwhelmed is not the word. There was nothing else that I could see, think about. It was just her, which is the person I am. I'm looking at that like, girl, what? She had you lost. So literally people are talking to me and I am just so absent. Not only do I not acknowledge them, I can't even hear them talking. Like, I'm not even looking these people away. It's like, you know, in the movies where they're like, the character is zoned out and something that could have been, would have been, should have been, and their friend taps them like, hey, I've been talking to you for 3 minutes. That was the first time I've had that. Like, that was a real thing. I didn't realize that could be a real thing until this moment. So I'm like, yeah, nah. And like I said, my friends knew about that situation at the time. My friends knew about the situation. I was kind of up on game, like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't nobody else need to worry about this. Like, I'm trying to be chill, but it's just so obvious I'm not chill. So the girl goes to the bathroom. I'm sitting literally in, like, where we were sitting, the table we were at was in front of the across the restaurant, but my sight was at the restroom, and my chair literally is the chair that's facing the bathroom. And it was just something about that. It's like, oh, I tried to give it up. I tried to forget about it, but you're gonna have the audacity to walk in front of me to the bathroom? Even though, baby, she just had to go to the bathroom, maybe. She could have been being messy, too. But, nah, I really don't think she wasn't on that type of time. She went on the type of time I was on. So she goes to the bathroom, and I'm like, that was my final straw. Like, that was it. Like, oh, if I needed a sign, if ever was a sign, it was that. You came into my clear line of sight. Okay. So I walk up to her, and you got, like, she's coming out of the bathroom, and I'm like, what's up? What the fuck is up? I think I did a story time about this. I was like, what's up? She goes, I'm not about to do this with you in front of all these people, and act like she was about to walk around me, and I like sidestepped. I ran out of storage on my camera. What's new? Ran out of storage, but I stopped and grabbed some food really quick, so I'm gonna eat that, and then once I get back driving, we'll continue on. Had to reapply my lipstick. I was grubbing down, but continuing on, where do we leave off? She went to walk around me. Call her being scary at this stage of life. I consider her being a bigger person than I was being in that moment. If you would have asked me then, she was scary. If you would have asked me then, she just knew what was coming her way, so she was trying to get out of the way. But now looking back on it, at this age and at this level of maturity, she was trying to be the bigger person, and I just absolutely wasn't allowing it, to the point where she had to defend herself. She didn't do very well about it, but that all ties in with, after that whole incident, I just remember sitting in the car, like, disgusted at myself. It was momentary relief that I received from being that type of person. Like, yeah, beat your ass. What's good now? I'm like, yeah, talk shit now. Immediately after that, well, not immediately after, in the days following, I was just like, why? So unnecessary. The whole standing on business had worn off. So that's how I know I was reacting emotionally more than anything. When in actuality, I could have just went, like, if it were me, I'm assuming, because, you know, hindsight 30/30 or whatever they say. I'm assuming if it were this version of me in that situation, I probably would have gone up. If I didn't want to feel away, I may have still been confrontational, but it wouldn't have been, ooh, it's shaking tables. This road is not smooth. I don't know, maybe I should switch over. Is this one smoother? No. I'm ecstatic that I've grown out of reacting so emotionally, or taking things, everything isn't meant to be taken personally. I want to talk about that too in another video, but in that moment, I just betrayed myself, even though I thought I was doing the exact opposite. Then I thought I was sticking up for myself, and also letting other people around me know, don't try to play with me, because this will be the end result. But at the end of it all, that just means I was, one, around the wrong people, and I was, and two, I wasn't taking ownership in my part that I played in the events that had occurred prior to the tussle. The person that, that's what I was saying. The person that I am now if I really needed something from that, which is such a rarity these days, that I need anything from anybody when it comes to my feelings. Like, I very much, at this point in my life, I deal with my emotions myself and also logically. If something is really eating at me, I give myself 24 to 48 hours to deal with it, depending on the level of intensity that it is, or if I'm just at a misunderstanding. But after that, it's move with grace. I'm rambling for sure, but the moral of it all still stands the same. You can be nice and still be aware, for sure. I've been growing into this person for quite some time now. I can see it in bits and pieces. My character has always been pretty much the same. It's just that it's intensified. Like, I've always had certain qualities, but they are intensifying. Being nice to someone, being cordial, also looks like not slapping a motherfucker, not acknowledging them. That's also considered being nice. There's times where I'm understanding that I can be nice but still be aware, and I'm not necessarily being rude to somebody. Maybe I'm not talking to them because maybe I felt too disrespected to even acknowledge them with a hello. Like, you're just not there. We don't have to interact. We just don't have to interact. That's being nice. That's being nice and aware. I'm aware of how that person has made me feel, and there's no going back on it. When it's too bad, it rarely is something so disheartening that I can't even acknowledge someone these days, because I'll not like someone and literally no one in the room needs to know. No one in the room will know. That person might not even know. That person might not even know, but for me, it's just like, yeah, we said a little hi, a hug may be too far, but I'll give a wave, or like, if you speak to me, depending on the situation, I said, if you speak to me, I'll give a little smile, just for the energy of the room. And I don't like people in my business also, and as soon as somebody notices something like, oh, y'all don't like each other, it's a topic of discussion. So I like to avoid that too. However, I can give that polite wave or whatever, but don't text my phone and ask me to go to lunch later this week. Don't communicate with me and expect too much, is what I'm getting at, because don't take my niceness for me being naive. Maybe that's what I should say. You can be nice and be aware. Be nice, but don't be naive. They can exist together. It's just things I've learned over time growing up. Everybody's not for you. You're not going to be liked by everyone else. You don't like everyone, and that's okay. And it doesn't matter who it is. I know I can get some backlash when I say or think this way, but including family. Just because I'm tied to someone by blood does not mean that they can treat me any kind of way and I will move with all my niceties towards them. No. I feel like people are confused by that one too. When it comes to me, I don't care who it is. Like, you disrespect me, you move foully, you rub me the wrong way that I don't believe is reconcilable. I'm not sure if that's the word, it just flowed off my tongue, but to a point where I don't believe it can be reconciled. I don't care who, I don't care when, I don't care how, I don't care. There are sometimes I don't even care what the person was going through. Certain disrespect it can be forgiven. I can move on, it won't be forgotten. And I'm huge on compartmentalizing people and relationships and dealings with people. I'll put you where you go. I'm not going to get out of character necessarily. Road seems smoother now. Ooh, I got a little workout. What is this muscle? What is this muscle? Because she's burning. Friend, foe, family. Once a specific line is crossed, it is what it is. I feel like people need to better understand the fact that having no feelings is not having hard feelings. Like, I've just decided not to care about you. As a human being, I'm gonna love you. I've decided to love you, but from over there. And I'm loving you because God said that's how it should be. Like Him. And I feel like we betray God all the time, and He still pours His love into us. I'm a witness. Yeah. God been there forever. So I take like Him in that way. I'll always love you, or I'll have a sort of love for you. I can always appreciate the love for you, and I can acknowledge good times that we've had, or me and someone have had. However, fool me twice, can't even. No. Disrespect is a big one, though. I'm understanding that I can come across as I don't give people the time of day once I personally feel away. And that's true. It depends on what it was, though. I will give a conversation where due, but also I feel like it's not focused on my face. There's been plenty of times, plenty of conversations over my lifetime that I had conversations with people not for any closure that I needed, but for them. Like, they maybe needed closure. And when I say that, I mean there was nothing, like, we weren't gonna reconcile, we weren't gonna go back to how we were, or even attempt to go back to how we were after a certain thing. But I've had a conversation with people to maybe understand where I'm coming from, to hear where they're coming from, but I still feel how I feel, and I'm going to, because that line that I was talking about, motherfuckers will hopscotch the line, set it on fire, pour water, try to turn it into a mold, and then want to try to erase the line and move it to where they better see it fit, and I'm supposed to just oblige. No. Very much attempt the what line, sweetie? What line, sweetie? This one that never really moved, that was never tarnished by any of the attempts. No weapon prospered against this line, that one. But now that I just saw that your maneuvers, now I saw how you shape. So yeah, I'm about to turn up. My guy, why are you mowing the cement? But yeah, I'm gonna turn on some tunes and continue on my drive. You know, I gotta stay amped. Can't drink coffee. I mean, I could, but I'm on a 3-month cleanse. Cause do you see my arms? I'm on a 3-month sugar cleanse, and the coffee I like gives straight sugar. It doesn't taste like with all those pumps of espresso, but that syrup is concerning. So yeah, I'm gonna continue my drive, listen to some music, get in my zone, and I'm trying to say I'm ending the video here, but I'm having trouble with goodbyes. No, I'm kidding. I literally just explained I have no trouble with goodbyes under no circumstance. Speaking of that, tune into the next video where I'll be talking about every goodbye. Just tune into the next video. As per usual, I'm giving my opinion, my feelings on certain things. I'm telling you how I move in certain situations. I am at a full understanding that not everyone is the same in that way. Not everyone's the same in the ways that I am. Completely understand. So with that being said, I want to know what you think. How do you feel about this? Like, how do you maneuver in these situations? Let's talk about it. Comment. Like, let's have a conversation. I can sometimes be a little bit like in my own bubble. I think my bubble's so cute, so pretty, so lovely, and I don't even acknowledge that there are other bubbles sometimes in some cases. So I really want to pop it and see what yours is looking like. What's your shine like? What colors are appearing in your bubble? So let's talk about it down below. Comment. Since you've made it this far, go ahead and like this video, and I hope that you're subscribed so I can hang out with you again. Like, don't make me look weird. Thank you so much for driving with me. Literally, thanks for keeping me company. I've made it so far and didn't even notice because I was chatting with you, baby. Chatting with you, so thank you so much for that, cutie. I love you. I'll see you same time. See you next week. You wanna get in together next week? Are you busy? Trying to work it out. I'd rather make them work for me. Do I like my lips matte or do I want a gloss? Please, Lil Nas X the only nigga curving me. How you let him cheat and take him back? Must be your only nigga. It's like, I'm becoming a gloss girly. I don't watch my tone niggas. I hang up the phone on niggas. Excuse me? I love that. Fuck what these hoes saying, 'cause my niggas say on purpose. Tell the truth. That cute, bet you on that shit.